Hello trade pros. In today's video, I'm going to give you an introduction to trading psychology and show you a few clips from the very first lesson of our amazing trading psychology master course. This will help you take your current mindset and shift it to be a winning and profitable trader. Let's jump right into this video. I'm really excited. Before we get into the actual clip of our first lesson, I wanted to show you a quick little metaphor and diagram. This is your brain. Now what you need to know is that a part of your brain is called the conscious mind. We'll mark that with a C. The other part of your mind is called the subconscious or unconscious mind. We'll mark it with an SC. What percentage of the information do you think your conscious mind actually processes? The part of you that's rational and puts in thought and effort to make decisions. The answer will surprise you. Let's get into the content, and I'm really excited to share this information with you.
Let me explain some stuff to you guys. Just pay attention to this, very powerful. This is a man or a woman. Let's give it some long hair. It's unisex. Some beautiful long redhead hair. We have 6 senses, actually 5. We also have a 6th, but we're not going to go into that. We have hear, sight, touch, smell, taste. So yeah, there's the 5 senses. This is the only way for humans to interact with the world around them. All right. Here's the interesting part. On any given second, your human brain processes 2.3 million bits per second. Don't believe me? Stop right now. How do your socks feel on your feet? Feel your sock on your big toe. Can you feel it? How about the cushion on your butt right now? How does that feel? Can you feel that? Listen to the noise coming out the window. It might be very faint, but you could hear it. You could hear that now, right? Interesting that you didn't before. 2.3 million bits per second through our 5 senses every single second. How many of that do you think that the human brain actually consciously processes? Give this a shot. I'd love to know. It's mind-blowing for me. 7, 5. Geez, you guys are undershooting this. 126. So at any given moment, out of the 2.3 million bits, 126 is all that the brain could deal with. All right? This is what we call our logical, rational brain. This is our outer layer of our brain. The subconscious mind deals with the rest of it. Let me put that in perspective for you guys. All that you and me, for example, Tasha, you, me, Mark, Azalea, Richie, Len, we could all be in the same room. All right? We could all see the same 2.3 million bits. Mark will walk away with 126. His 126 will be different than mine, different than Azalea's, different than Tasha's. We were all in the same room, but we experienced a different reality. How crazy is that? Nobody in this entire universe experiences the full extent of reality. It's not possible. Your brain doesn't work like that. And the reason being is you're selecting which bits to process. Somebody said mind blown. You're selecting which bits to process based on your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does all the computing. Your subconscious mind stores every single bit. Did you know that? In hypnosis, 2 people talking to one another at a table will be able to recall the entire conversation. If there's 10 tables of 2 people around them in a very deep hypnosis state, which not everyone's able to achieve, and I'll explain why in a bit, in a very deep hypnosis state, that person's able to recall every single word of every conversation around them. That's 20 people at the same time. Everything you take in through your 5 senses is permanently stored. You have a perfect memory. Every one of us, photographic memory. We just choose to change it by saying, I don't have a good memory. Remember, I don't, I am, powerful words. Your subconscious mind says, fine. You don't have a good memory? I'll make that happen because that's the order I take. All right? So, this is powerful. What does the brain do? It deletes, distorts, and generalizes information. Those are the 3 filters that it takes the 2.3 bits and spits them out to 126. Think about what communication is. When I'm talking to you, I'm representing 126 bits of my reality. You're taking that 126 bits and you're processing it backwards to 2.3 to experience it. So your conscious mind processes 0.006% of all information. 99.994% of info is deleted, distorted, or generalized. Why is that? I did the math. Being a logical person myself, I did the math. If you could have 2.3 million bits per second and you were to actually process them all, how many seconds would it take you? Every 1 second of your life would take you 5 hours to actually fully understand. You would live to be 16 years old and you would die a 94-year-old man. Isn't this some Matrix stuff? Exactly, Susan. That's how it is. It's kind of like learning how to drive a car. At first, you're sort of very stressed out. You're consciously thinking of where the stick shifter is, where the lane changes. And then 6 months later, you've automated that process. And now you're eating and talking on the cell phone, and driving isn't even a conscious habit anymore. Well, we got to be careful because that's what we're doing when we're trading. All right? A lot of people say practice makes perfect. Practice actually makes permanent. It's easier to unravel, harder to unravel a pattern than to create a good one to begin with. But with neuro-linguistic programming, we could change patterns in a split second. All right? So how's that? Isn't that crazy information? It's nuts. I was mind blown. All right? Here's the good news. We could actually change all of these things. It doesn't take 21 days to change a habit. I could change it like that with the right technique. Here's the other implication of this. Because the mind processes so much information subconsciously, you're actually on a train track. Your entire life is on a train track. Has anyone been told when they were kids by their parents, don't talk to strangers? Or do you know somebody who was specifically like that kind of stands out in their life? They're always told maybe parents are very uneasy saying, don't talk to strangers for goodness sake. Do you notice how those people are a little less social than others? From 0 to 7 years old is your imprint period. Whatever your walking subconscious mind, you have no rationale, no logic. Whatever you're told is fact. So the way the subconscious mind goes is it's moving down this train track. And it moves down this train track until you choose to do what? Until you choose to change the track. And that brings you to a different direction, to a new direction. The subconscious mind will continue to execute and do what you've told it until you move it or shift it off a different track. I'm here to help you shift it. We're going to shift it all right. Wherever you want, you could shift it back and forth. Many people are running on the same track that was laid out for them when they were 7 years old. Why? Because they weren't taught how to change. I think it's criminal not to teach this stuff to people in school. Criminal, outright criminal. If I ever do philanthropy, which I'm gearing up to do at some point, I would be offering this info for free for everyone. I shouldn't have had to pay $20,000 to learn this stuff. All right. Who's responsible? This is the question I'm going to ask you guys. Who's responsible to receive success, to live a life of freedom and on your own schedule, to overcome obstacles, to create a path for yourself, to make change? And who's responsible for everything and anything? It's you. It's me. It's us. All right. And the moment we decide that we're responsible for what we have today is the moment that we could change anything. Right? Because we have power. The moment we decide, I'm responsible for this, anything and everything in life, I'm responsible, now you've got power to change it. If you're living in effect and saying, this person did this to me back then, therefore I can't do this, you've given away your power. You'll never succeed with that attitude. All right? So let's change the tracks. I'll show you guys how to be a conductor, and I'll give you some really good, first and foremost, knowing and living at cause and deciding consciously to live at cause actually has subconscious ramifications you guys don't even know about that I haven't told you because I don't have time. You've already changed some of your meta programs in the back end by deciding to live at cause. There's going to be shifts. If you continue to think this way, there's going to be shifts, changes, and that deck of cards that you call your life is going to be reshuffled if you continue to believe that. That's simple. I've already given you the biggest tidbit. Here's how it works. There's 2 layers. The conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. And I explained to you guys why. You've seen these graphics on the internet. Now you can explain it. Why is it just the tip of the iceberg? Because it's only 0.004%. The rest of it is down below. All right? That's where your subconscious mind lies. How many of you have done work on your subconscious mind? Be 100% honest with me. If you don't know you've done subconscious work, you probably haven't. Okay, that's great. Amazing. I thank you guys for your honesty. You're going to take a lot out of this. Um, did you guys know there's ways? So ethically, I've signed a code of conduct. Ethically, I'm not allowed to change your top 3 values. So in lesson 3 of this course, no, lesson 2 next week, we're going to do something called values elicitation. I'm going to walk you guys through an exercise that's going to list out your values. It's very crazy how it works. They're going to just get spit out, and you're not even going to be consciously in control of the process. It's going to get kind of interesting. You'll have your values. It's called values elicitation. I could change any value from 4 down to 10. I'm not allowed to change the top 3. All right? That's how powerful this stuff is. When you change a value, your whole life shuffles, and I'll tell you why it's so important. Okay? So most of the work that runs your body is done at the subconscious level. Your conscious decisions are powerful, but nowhere near as important as what your subconscious mind does. In a situation of fight or flight, your conscious mind shuts down, your subconscious mind kicks in. That's how important it is. Neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, works with the iceberg level down. It's all subconscious stuff. In fact, neuro-linguistic programming means mind linguistics and how to program. That's all it is. Mind language, how to speak to your mind, how to develop a relationship with yourself, how to communicate with the back with a 99.994%. All right, how to hear and how to speak to it. All right, this is amazing. If you guys just take a screenshot of this, this is Earl Nightingale, whatever we plant into our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. You guys want to know the formula? Think positive thoughts and put as much emotion as possible into them, and they'll become real in a scary way. I got many examples from my own life to share with you. If you have negative thoughts, doubts, and fears, and you're nourishing them with emotion, that is the surest way to prevent yourself from living your dream life. Consciously, I'll give you guys a quote. The mind, what is it? The life is images of the mind transformed to reality. That's it. So if you're thinking negative thoughts in your head, but rationally you want to be successful, think about the disconnect. 0.004% of you says, I want to be successful. 99.994% of you is programmed to not be successful. Which one's going to win? In an arm wrestle. Your brain does not know how to interpret negatives. All it knows is how to take direction. Thinking negative thoughts provides direction for your brain to create a negative reality. If you don't know that, now you do. Believe it. It becomes real. All right? I'll tell you guys why NLP is so powerful for this. Anchoring is one way, Mark. The anchoring is one strategy when used in the right state and for the right things. What do most people do that want to lose weight? I'm going to surround myself with all this information. I'm going to learn how to diet, how to pack my lunch and all that stuff. Then I'm going to change my behavior. I'm going to start going to the gym, and I'm going to go every day, and I'm going to set my alarm clock. How long does it last? This is why it takes 21 days to change a behavior. It's because we're doing it the wrong way. You don't change the behavior. What's higher than a behavior? Potential. All right, what is your potential? What could you achieve? What could you accomplish? What are you going for? Then above that is beliefs. What do you believe? All right? If you're going to the gym every day and you've changed your behavior, but you believe you're a fat slob, you're never going to lose weight because your belief overrides your behaviors, and eventually it's going to steer you back on course. My car's got autonomous drive mode, so when I put it on autonomous drive, I'm able to swerve with my steering wheel to avoid something, but then it takes over and pushes it back into course to stay between the lanes. That's what it'll do. Beliefs override potential behavior in your environment. All right, now you have values. Now you're getting deeper. All right, your values will change what you believe. Remember, now you're getting really, really deep into it. This is subconscious level. Everything above behavior is a subconscious level tool. So we have consciously behavior and environment to work with, but these are overridden so quickly by the subconscious level iceberg. So it's kind of like the iceberg flipped. All right? If we have a belief, it'll change every single thing on the downside. If you change your value, if you suddenly value freedom, if you value satisfaction of life, and you change your value from security Your beliefs changes. You start to believe that taking risk is a great thing. You start to believe that taking no risk is the riskiest behavior ever. All right? You're starting to believe that you deserve this stuff. If you value safety, it's going to create an environment in which you're going to be safe, which unfortunately is the 9-to-5 workplace, which is a behavior of conforming to standards, is a behavior of working to somebody else. Because that's what you value. When were your values created? 0 to 7. That's your imprint period. If you have parents who value safety and you've never took yourself off the track of moving towards safety on your subconscious level, 99.994% of you is still working to realize your parents' values that you never even accepted. Do you guys see how this is crazy? So what do? You change a value. How do I change a value? Like that, I could change it for you. Just like that. All right? There's strategies for it. This is what neurolinguistic programming stuff is. I'm telling you, criminal that this stuff's not available for people. And above all else is identity. All right? Your identity is what drills down everything. Your identity has the ability to change values, which has the ability to change your beliefs. When you change your identity, who you are, all right, you got to be careful doing this. This comes with the code of ethics that I've signed off on. I'm not able to change. I have to do every single thing else in my power before I could even attempt to change identity, and I'm very cautious when I do stuff like that. All right, your identity will shift everything. It's kind of like a deck of cards. Imagine your life being a deck of cards that's shuffled. Imagine putting the cards back in and reshuffling the deck. You don't know how it's going to pan out, but you know your identity is going to change. That comes with the positive and negative. So we got to do a mind map before we shift identity. Very powerful stuff. All right? That's how life is. You're driving towards values that you may not even have accepted consciously. You might have subconsciously accepted them because you were told them. You can't be successful with somebody else's values. You can't live your dream with somebody else's values. It won't happen. All right? Trickle down effect. Let's play a fun game. I want to kind of break this up. We're kind of on pace for about a 9:05, 9:10 finish. I hope you guys don't mind a little bit of extra time. Does anyone mind? I mean, you could leave at any point. This is recorded, or elite members have access to it. All right, you guys want to play a game? Okay, I need you guys to all do this. Close your eyes. All right, don't worry, but just close your eyes, back up a little bit so you don't hit the monitor. Stick your hands out, shoulder width apart and shoulder height. Stick your hands out in front of you and close your eyes. All right? Now, have you guys done this? If I see a yes, you guys are all in trouble. All right. Obviously, you've done it because you're listening. Okay, do this. All right, stick both hands, shake them a little bit, just kind of like let loose. Shake both hands. Take a deep breath and breathe out and just relax. All right, both hands in front of you. I want you to turn one palm upward. You choose, it's up to you. Turn one palm upward to face the ceiling, one face down. All right, on this palm, I want you to visualize me placing a textbook. Remember that textbook you had in school? That really thick one that they told you're going to get through the semester? You're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? All right, I'm going to put that on your hand right now. All right, just hold it for me for a second. You guys ever been in a law library? You know that huge law, like massive law textbooks or like an encyclopedia? I'm going to put that on top of your textbook. All right, get ready. Just put on your arm. Just hold that for me for a second. Just 1 second. Just hold it there. I know it's heavy, but just hold it. On your other arm, all right, I want you to imagine your last birthday where you had balloons. Maybe you were young. Maybe you weren't. Maybe it was last week. Maybe you're adventurous and your friends get you balloons still. I want you to tie those balloons to your wrist. They're full of helium. There's about 30 of them. So they're pretty light. All right, they're full of helium. They're just free and floating. And they're looking towards the sky. And they just want to lift off. All right, stop. Don't move. Open your eyes. How many people's hands were actually further apart? Let me ask you this. Whose weren't further apart? Okay, but even still, let's say your left hand down, right hand up. Even if you kind of bring them together, are they higher or lower? Well, you opened your eyes, David. Okay. Here's the situation. For those of you whose hands separated, you're more suggestible, which means you're more in contact with your subconscious mind. For those of you whose hands are the same, either I didn't do enough description to actually make you feel it, or you were fighting it knowing what the outcome was going to be, which means you're more connected to your conscious mind, and you value maybe control more. You value being in control for whatever. Something might have happened in your life. I don't know. I'm not judging. It's not a right or wrong test, but maybe you have a little bit of a more challenging relationship with control. All right? And maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's just a silly game. Is that through language, I got you to have a change in your physiology. Somebody who says, your words can't create reality. Didn't we just do that? What do we just do? What we thought about and what I talked about, I spoke existence.
All right, and that's all I got for you guys here today. This was a quick preview of what our Trading Psychology Master course offers you. This is a 7-lesson course that takes you from the ground up and builds a winning trading mindset. This is not just for trading, it will change your entire life. If you want to get the full course, it's part of our TRADEPRO Elite package, and all the details are in the link below. So click to check the information out, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Get ready to make life-changing mind shifts. Thanks for tuning in. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you in our next video. Goodbye. Oh yeah, and if you like this video, YouTube made a button for this. Click the like button, share, subscribe. We got a lot of awesome content coming your way. Goodbye, guys.